Hey guys, Ty here, and in this video we are going to go over the Ravpower Filehub Plus. There's two of them. So this is the old version, this is the newer version. You can get the older version, which is sick still, refurbished for like 19 bucks on Amazon. You can plug in a thumb drive, a hard drive, an SD card, whatever. It creates a little Wi-Fi network for you and a DLNA media streamer, and you can stream everything on your little hard drive anywhere you are, to your phone, to your Oculus Go, your Oculus Quest, to a tablet, your iPad, whatever, up to 5 users at the same time. And for the price, it just can't be beat. It's super, super useful. It has a few other cool tricks up its sleeve. So we're gonna jump in what exactly it does and how to set it up. I did an old video with some accessories for the Go. People are like, we need more on this. How the hell does it work? How do you get it working? So we're gonna show you that and everything you need to know on the Ravpower Filehub Plus right now. Let's jump into it.
Tyco Tech reviews and tutorials.
Okay, so there are two versions. This is the original version. It comes in white and it comes in black. I picked up the white version last year because it was like a flash sale, I think for $24.99, something like that. And I'd had one in the past that I'd lost. I really liked it. Figured it was a good time to replace it because it was so cheap. And then they've got the new version. So the only difference between the two is that this is 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. That's it. This offers 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Why do you want 5 gigahertz versus 2.4? If you're playing like HD content, like real HD, like 4K content, or like the 5.7K 360 stuff, you are gonna want the 5 gigahertz. Otherwise, at 2.4 gigahertz, it's just not fast enough, it lags. But this thing plays like the 2160p 3D side-by-side fine, which is weird because it's kind of like 4K. Handles that, it handles 1080p, 1083D stuff just fine. But once you start getting into the real 4K, it seems to struggle. So you are going to want this, especially with that 5.4, 5.7K 360 content. This will not play that, not even close. So you're going to want this if you want stuff in VR right there. So they both have 6,700 milliamp batteries. You're not really meant to, they will act as battery banks, power, charge your phone, whatnot. Output's only 1 amp. Not very fast. They're not really meant to be used that way. The internal battery is meant to power the devices on 2.4 gigahertz on either end. If this one's on 2.4 gigahertz, you'll get about 8 hours of use out of them. I've personally never tested it. I've watched maybe 4 hours before I've decided to just recharge it because I'm not going to sit there and watch for 8 hours straight. And this is actually over a period of a day or two. And I was like, well, let's plug it in and recharge it. But that's what the manufacturer claims. Manufacturer claims 6 hours of use when you're using the 5 gigahertz on this model right here. So in addition to creating a little DLNA media server wirelessly wherever you are, they will also do a couple of other things. Basically, it can be like a little Wi-Fi router. So let's say that you're traveling, you're at a hotel. The hotel wants to charge you $14.99 to connect to its Wi-Fi. Chances are there's a hardwired Ethernet connection somewhere. This has an Ethernet port. You just plug it into the hardwired network, turn it on, and then up to 5 devices can connect to this wirelessly. So now you've got a little Wi-Fi router in your hotel room, multiple people can connect to. Sometimes at hotels, they'll charge for the Wi-Fi. And let's say you want to be able to use this in different areas, around the property at the hotel you're at. You can sign this mamma jamma up. So you just go connect it to the Wi-Fi, and I'll show you in the app how you set it up. So you can actually authenticate, pay, whatever on the web browser. You do that, and then you can have up to 5 devices connecting to this and not have to pay for multiple Wi-Fi connections. So those are some cool features. It also has an SD card Onetouch backup. So this could be handy for photographers. Say you've got, a multiple terabyte hard drive and you've got a 32 gigabyte card. You can put the card in, plug this in, you're just gonna tap SD to USB, hold it for a second, it'll start flashing, the USB card will, and bam, it will back up everything on that SD card to your hard drive. So for photographers, that can be useful. So we're gonna go ahead and go in here, and I'm gonna pull up the app. I just wanna make sure that this is in fact, yep, it's recording. Okay, so you're gonna fire it up and you're gonna connect to open up a browser and you're gonna put in the address of 11.10.10.254. This one is 10.10.10.254. The instructions on this said 10.10.254, but in fact it was 11, so 11.10.10.10.254. Boom, easy. And then this is the page. It'll first give you a login page. Password is just 8 ones, so you're just gonna fire in 8 ones. Admin is the username, but that's defaulted. And here's where you are. So we're gonna wanna go over to settings. So let's go ahead and set this up to connect to a wireless network. And you might want to do that so that way if I connect, say, my Quest or my Go to it directly, I still want to have internet and I can get the internet from my Wi-Fi network on this. So you're going to want to hook it up to internet. And this is also how you would do it if you were at a hotel, something like that. And you're going to go to network and then you're going to go to internet right here. And then you can see it's got wireless access or wired access, scan. So right now it's actually scanning. Here it is on my DA Field Team XFW. So that's my Xfinity server up there. And you'll see it's already connected, but all you got to do is click on one at the top, enter in the password, and then click save. So I won't do that. You can just see. So click on the network that you want, type in the password, click save. Sometimes it doesn't take and you got to do it twice. That isn't totally uncommon to not take the first time. I don't know why, but you just do it again and then bam, you're good to go. And then back out of the page, come back to this page. So you're going to want to click back and then go back to internet, and then you should see it come up with a little check mark next to the network, and then it's telling you, yeah, it's working. On the front of this, you'll see this right here. It does have a little globe internet, your standard internet type of icon to let you know that it's connected. This one does not have that, so you're gonna have to look in the app. And if you see the check mark, you're good to go. If you plug it in to Ethernet, it will automatically, right now wired access is grayed out, that will show, and that's really easy to do. So then let's go to home here. Let's go back over to settings. Now, you want to set up the DLNA server on this. So you're going to go over to services, and then you're going to click on DLNA service. And then right now I've got a SD card plugged in here. So we'll see where it says DLNA directory, SD card. You're going to want to click on it. And this is important. You got to click like on the name, and then you'll see a little check mark right there. And I'll make sure this is kind of big so you can see it. And then click OK. And then click save, and it takes a second and it will save. Anytime you hot swap or unplug one hard drive or another hard drive, you are gonna have to come back here and tick on that. So I'll go ahead and I'll put in a hard drive right here. And it does take a minute for the hard drive or a new device to be recognized on it. I do wish it ran just a little bit faster. So we'll go back here, we'll go home. And what we should see is it should pop up and say USB device connected. They do have an app for this. The app is terrible. Don't use the app. It doesn't have as many features. There we go. USB device has been inserted. Click OK. Don't use the app. The app sucks. I tried the app originally and it's missing features. It's just way easier and better to go to open it up in a browser. All right. So now we're going to go back over to settings. We're going to go to services, DLNA services, and then the directory. And now we'll see I have two options, the SD card or the USB, which is this little SSD. Click that. Click OK, and then click save. You got to make sure that, and there's no like checkbox, so it's not intuitive, like you click it to select that as your DLNA directory. If you've got, maybe sensitive content you don't want to share with the kids, you might have separate folders for different types of videos. You can go through and just select this folder. It could be kids videos, select that, and then that's all that it will share right there. So super easy. That's, really all there is to setting it up. Just remember that then if you unplug this SD card, you plug in a different hard drive, you're gonna need to go back there. So I would just bookmark the page so you can easily fire it up, log in, do that right there. Wizard, you can use the setup wizard. I did the first time, and personally I think it's just easier just to manually set these two things up yourself right there. And then if you're using something like Vlc Player, I'll open up Vlc Player, and this phone is already connected to the Wi-Fi. On VLC, you'll see Filehub Plus. Just click on it. We can go to video, we can go to folders, and then there we go. So I got some TV shows, some 3D movies. So Breaking Bad, Entourage, Futurama, Game of Thrones. Boom, and you just click on whatever you want to play, and boom, it will play it. perfectly. There we go. We don't need to actually play this. Don't want to get a copyright strike. So yeah, same thing with like a headset. If you're using the Quest or the Go, or it will also work, I'm sure, with like the Lenovo, any sort of wireless Android-based headset. You're going to use a Skybox player. Just click on network. You're going to see the Ravpower DLNA server. Click on it, and you're going to be able to browse through the folders. Dude, this thing is sick. I love them. I love them both. I don't stream a lot of super HD content, so this one works just fine for me. Most of my stuff is just 1080p, and that works fine for me. You can get this on Amazon for less than 20 bucks refurbished. I think it's 40 bucks new, and this one I think is like $54 new, somewhere in there. And you see I put a dorky Oculus sticker on there because I'm a nerd. The 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz here. The 2.4 gigahertz, and this is important, I should have mentioned this earlier, the 2.4 gigahertz will attach to your local Wi-Fi network, but not the 5 gigahertz. So if you want that pass-through, you've got to be attached to a 2.4 gigahertz network. And then you can just long press this button right here on the side, and that will turn it from 2.4 gigahertz to 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. It's got a little 5G light to indicate that, or just to 5G. So if you're just streaming to your devices, you don't worry about outside internet like you're on a plane or something like that, and you want to get that HD content, you can turn off the 2.4 gigahertz radio, save you a little bit of the battery power right there. So can't forget that. So okay, now we're done. That's it. Okay, if you guys have questions, ask in the comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if it helped. Subscribe. Hit the bell button if you haven't already. It will let you know when I post these videos. I do them kind of frequently. And that's that. I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks.